Have you ever wondered how easily masses can be manipulated by the power of words and images? Propaganda, a term that might evoke images of totalitarian regimes and wartime posters, is not confined to a specific era or political ideology. It's a potent tool that has been used throughout the fabric of history, from ancient civilizations to our modern digital age. It's an art of persuasion, subtly weaving a narrative to shape public opinion and steer the course of events. From the emperors of Rome to the spin doctors of today, the power of propaganda has been wielded to control, to unify, and yes, sometimes to deceive. This isn't about pointing fingers or assigning blame, it's about understanding the machinery that drives public perception, an exploration of the invisible strings that pull at the heart of society. So let's delve into the past and uncover the top 10 propagandas you probably didn't know happened. Our journey begins in ancient Rome, where propaganda was born. In this cradle of civilization, leaders quickly realized the power of controlling public opinion. They harnessed this power to shape Rome's identity, rally support, and consolidate their reign. Imagine walking through bustling Roman streets. You pass by towering public monuments, each a testament to Rome's might. These were not just architectural marvels but masterful tools of propaganda, designed to inspire awe and allegiance. Now picture a Roman coin in your hand. It's not just a means of trade, but a canvas for the leaders to etch their achievements and ideals. The coins carried images of emperors, gods, and symbols of military victories, all of which helped disseminate a carefully crafted narrative of power and divinity. This strategic manipulation of public perception was a potent tool in Rome's arsenal, a precursor to the sophisticated propaganda techniques we see today. Thus, ancient Rome laid the foundation for the use of propaganda. Fast forward to the 16th century, propaganda took on a religious twist. Martin Luther, a German theologian, unleashed a wave of criticism against the Catholic Church, sparking the Protestant Reformation. But how did he manage to spread his ideas so widely in an era before social media and the internet? The answer lies in the power of propaganda. Luther skillfully used the tools at his disposal: pamphlets and woodcuts. With simple, powerful language, Luther's pamphlets brought his ideas to the masses, questioning the church's practices and promoting his revolutionary theological views. His messages were further amplified through woodcuts, a popular form of visual communication at the time. These woodcuts, often incorporated into the pamphlets, depicted scenes that criticized the church and visually communicated Luther's ideas. This strategic use of propaganda tools allowed Luther's message to reach a wider audience, sparking a religious revolution that forever changed the face of Christianity. The Protestant Reformation demonstrated how propaganda could ignite a religious revolution. The 18th century saw propaganda spark a revolution in America. The American Revolution, a fight for independence from British rule, had propaganda at its heart. It was a tool skillfully used to rally the colonists, to unite them under a common cause: freedom. One of the most influential pieces of propaganda came in the form of a pamphlet. Thomas Paine's Common Sense was a fiery call to arms, a persuasive argument that not only criticized British rule but also championed the concept of a democratic republic. It was a rallying cry, a beacon of hope in the dark times. Paine's words were powerful, they were passionate, and they ignited the flame of revolution. Paine's Common Sense and other propagandist materials of the time were instrumental in shaping public opinion. They fanned the flames of discontent and mobilized the masses towards revolution. The American Revolution showed the world how propaganda could fuel a fight for freedom. In the 20th century, propaganda became a weapon of war. As the world plunged into the chaos of World War I, nations turned to propaganda, harnessing its power to shape public opinion and rally support for the war effort. Britain, in particular, used propaganda to an unprecedented extent. They established the first war propaganda bureau, crafting narratives to demonize Germany and its allies. The infamous Rape of Belgium campaign painted Germans as ruthless barbarians, stirring outrage and rallying international support for the British cause. This wasn't about presenting facts or balanced perspectives. It was about controlling the narrative, molding perceptions, and manipulating emotions to achieve a specific goal: winning the war. From posters and newspapers to speeches and films, every possible medium was used to saturate society with these carefully constructed messages. World War I was the first global conflict where propaganda played a critical role on a large scale. It marked the beginning of propaganda's dark era, setting the stage for the even more sophisticated and pervasive propaganda campaigns of the future. Next, we enter the most infamous chapter of propaganda's history, Nazi Germany. Now let's dive into the murky waters of the 1930s and 40s. Adolf Hitler and Joseph Goebbels, his Minister of Propaganda, orchestrated an all-encompassing campaign of misinformation, manipulation, and indoctrination. They understood the power of propaganda and they wielded it like a weapon. Their approach was multifaceted. On one hand, they utilized mass media, cinema, and art to glamorize the ideal Aryan race and the Nazi ideology. On the other hand, they spewed hate-filled rhetoric, demonizing Jews and other minorities, thereby fueling the fires of prejudice and discrimination. Schools were not spared either. The curriculum was warped to fit the Nazi narrative, molding young minds into faithful followers. Propaganda was not just a tool for them, it was a way of life. Nazi Germany showed the world the darkest side of propaganda. But as we'll see, the manipulation of information didn't end there. Propaganda took on a new form during the Cold War. It was no longer only about posters and radio broadcasts. It was about demonstrating superiority through technological advancements and societal ideals. The space race, a heated competition between the United States and the Soviet Union, was one such spectacle of propaganda. Each successful launch, each astronaut or cosmonaut in space, was a testament to the prowess and progress of their respective nations. The moon landing by the United States in 1969 was not just a giant leap for mankind, but a symbolic victory in the Cold War narrative. Propaganda also permeated everyday life, with both sides promoting their political systems as the epitome of freedom and prosperity. This was a war of ideologies, fought not on battlefields but in the hearts and minds of people around the world. The Cold War demonstrated how propaganda could be used in a battle of ideologies. The Vietnam War saw propaganda take to the airwaves. This conflict, spanning from the mid-50s to the mid-70s, was the first to be broadcasted on television, bringing the war's grim realities into living rooms across the globe. Television was a novel tool for manipulation, and both sides of the conflict utilized it to shape public opinion. The United States, for instance, used broadcasts to justify its involvement, showing images of communist aggression and American heroism. However, as the war progressed and casualties mounted, these images began to stir anti-war sentiment among viewers, creating a propaganda paradox. On the other side, North Vietnam used television to rally its people, showcasing stories of resilience and victory against the American forces. This was propaganda in its most profound form, shaping people's perceptions and emotions, influencing actions and decisions. The Vietnam War marked the beginning of propaganda's modern era, where the medium became as significant as the message itself. In the digital age, propaganda has become more sophisticated than ever. With the advent of social media platforms and the rise of the internet, propaganda has found new avenues to infiltrate the everyday lives of billions. No longer limited to state-controlled media or leaflets dropped from aircraft, propaganda now comes in the form of viral tweets, trending hashtags, and even memes. The digital age has introduced the concept of fake news, a form of propaganda that spreads misinformation and disinformation at an alarming rate. Algorithms are designed to keep you scrolling, sharing, and liking, all while being subtly influenced. It's a world where truth and falsehood blur, and the battleground is the collective consciousness of the online world. It's important to remember that not everything we read online is fact. Critical thinking and media literacy are our best defenses against this onslaught of digital propaganda. The digital age has shown us that propaganda is more prevalent than ever. So, as we've seen, propaganda has been a powerful tool throughout history. From the ancient Romans manipulating public opinion, to Martin Luther sparking the Protestant Reformation, and even the American Revolution being fueled by persuasive rhetoric. The world wars of the 20th century saw propaganda reach new heights, with nations using it to control the narrative and sway public sentiment. During the Cold War, it played a crucial role in shaping ideologies. Even the Vietnam War was not free from its influence. In our current digital age, propaganda is more pervasive than ever, infiltrating our everyday lives in ways we may not even realize. This highlights the importance of critical thinking. We must be able to discern fact from fiction, truth from manipulation. Remember, the power of propaganda lies in its ability to manipulate. Stay aware, stay informed, and always question what you see and hear. Thank you for joining us on this journey through the history of propaganda. We hope you've gained a deeper understanding of its power and influence across the centuries. If you've enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel. Your support means the world to us. We'd love to hear your thoughts on this topic. Have you noticed instances of propaganda in your own life? What strategies do you use to discern fact from fiction? Don't forget to leave a comment below and start a conversation. Stay tuned for more insightful videos as we continue to explore the fascinating intricacies of history, culture, and the human experience. Until next time, stay aware, stay informed, and keep questioning the world around you. See you soon.